Well, looks like Meta got some dirty little secrets that most of you never even thought of. Oh, you might be confused. Should we stay with the name Facebook? I guess that's better. Alright, now, Facebook has got a long history of playing fast and loose with ideas. And trust me, they have been caught red-handed. From stolen ideas to dangerous algorithms, these guys have brought a ton of trouble. Let's get into it. You see, Facebook started with a mission to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. But that doesn't seem to be the case now. Do you remember the early days of Facebook? It was a breath of fresh air, a place where you could connect with friends and family, share updates about your life, and stay in touch with loved ones near and far. It was a tool for socializing, networking, and even activism. It was a platform that seemed to genuinely care about its users and their well-being. But over time, something changed. Facebook became more than just a social media platform. It turned into a giant that grew and grew, fueled by ambition and the insatiable appetite for profits. As Facebook's user base grew, so did its influence. It became a breeding ground for fake news, misinformation, and propaganda. It became a platform where people could spread hate speech, incite violence, and divide communities. It became a tool for cyberbullying, harassment, and stalking, where privacy was compromised and personal information was exploited for profit. And what's worse, Facebook seemed to turn a blind eye to all of this. Instead of taking responsibility for the negative impact it was having on society, it denied, deflected, and downplayed the issues. You see, back in 2009, Facebook found itself in hot water when its CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, was accused of stealing the idea for the platform from a company called ConnectU. Yep, you heard that right. Zuckerberg, the mastermind behind Facebook, was slapped with a lawsuit by 3 former classmates, Divya Narendra and the Winklevoss brothers, Tyler and Cameron, who claimed that he had stolen their idea, technology, design, and business plan while they were all still students at Harvard. You can call this some cutthroat move, alright? The lawsuit threatened to bring Facebook to its knees, and Zuckerberg and his legal team were forced to cough up a jaw-dropping $65 million to settle the case. Yep, you heard that right again. $65 million. But here's the best part. Both sides had agreed to keep the details of the settlement under wraps. However, the law firm representing ConnectU, Quinn, Emanuel, Urquhart, Oliver, and Hedges, broke the silence and proudly proclaimed their victory in a newsletter. Yes, now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The basis of the settlement was Facebook's supposed value at the time, which was pegged at a staggering $15 billion. But you see, internally, Facebook has never considered itself worth that much. Nope, not even close. In fact, they use a much lower figure of $3.7 billion, equivalent to $8.80 per share, to value themselves. But hey, who's counting, right? Well, apparently ConnectU and its legal team were, because they were seeking their fair share based on the $15 billion valuation. But wait, it gets even more mind-boggling. Now there enters Microsoft, the giant that swooped in with an investment of $240 million for a 1.6% stake in Facebook back in October 2007, narrowly beating out Yahoo and Google. And guess what? It was the Microsoft valuation that was used in settlement of the case. So, in a nutshell, Facebook had to pay Connect a whopping $20 million in cash and 1,253,326 shares of common stock. Sounds like a hefty sum, right? You see, based on Facebook's own appraisal, the stock was only worth $11 million, not the $45 million implied by the Microsoft valuation. Quite a difference, huh? And while $65 million might seem like a drop in the bucket for a company valued in the billions, it's still a significant sum, especially considering that it's more than the cost of the defense against the lawsuit. It makes you wonder what other considerations were at play in the settlement, doesn't it? Anyways, after all of this, it's clear that the platform, which now boasts over 2.9 billion monthly active users and is one of the most valuable tech companies in the world, has had its fair share of controversy and legal challenges during its early days. First of all, it sheds a light on the cutthroat nature of the tech industry, where competition can be fierce and disputes over intellectual property, ideas, and business plans can arise. As we said in the beginning, Facebook's mission, as they say, is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. But what they don't tell you is that their business model is actually designed to drive us apart. They create what they call filter bubbles, which are basically algorithms that show us content that they think will keep us engaged, regardless of whether it's true or not. And guess what? This is where the problem starts. These filter bubbles are like echo chambers, where we only see content that aligns with our existing beliefs and opinions. Sounds harmless, right? Well, not exactly. You see, Facebook profits from the proliferation of extremism, bullying, hate speech, disinformation, conspiracy theories, and rhetorical violence. Yep, you heard that right. Facebook is making money off of all the toxic content that's spreading like wildfire on its platform. And it's not just about the money. Facebook's failure to address these issues has real-world consequences. Political extremism, willful disinformation, and conspiracy theories have seeped into mainstream politics and have even led to deadly violence. But does Facebook care? Not really. Their chief AI scientist Yan LeCun recently expressed concern about right-wing personalities downplaying the severity of the COVID-19 pandemic. But critics were quick to point out that Facebook has actually profited from spreading exactly this kind of disinformation. Talk about hypocrisy. But the problem doesn't end there. Facebook's impact goes beyond just politics. It affects our access to information, ideas, and even each other. With its unprecedented global reach, Facebook has become a de facto monopolist in many markets. And with such immense power, they are able to shape our perceptions and manipulate our behaviors. It's like they hold all the cards, and we're just pawns in their game. If you take a deep look, you'll understand that Facebook empowers bullies of all sizes, from cyberbullying in schools to dictators who use the platform to spread disinformation, censor their critics, and perpetuate violence. They've even been accused of defrauding advertisers and newsrooms with falsified engagement and user activity statistics. And it's not just a few isolated incidents. This is happening systematically and globally. What's even more concerning is that it seems like Facebook has a political agenda of its own. A small core of corporate leaders actively restricts good governance and overrides attempts at regulation. Wait, after talking about these scandals of Facebook, the first name that still pops up is Google. You see, in the early 2000s, Google really tried its hand at social networking, and out of them, the most striking was Google+. And that's where the story unfolds. In the early 2010s, when Facebook was at the peak of its social media empire, Mark Zuckerberg and his team were riding high in their success. But then came Google+. Zuckerberg declared a state of war within Facebook, and it was called lockdown. It was a term that dated back to Facebook's early days, when the company faced threats, both competitive and technical. But this time, it was different. This time, it was Google. As the battle between Facebook and Google+ heated up, it became clear that Facebook was willing to stoop to any level to bring Google+ down. Their ruthless tactics included spreading misinformation, blocking access, copying features, and even building rival platforms. In the end, Facebook managed to hold its ground. Despite Google's best efforts, Facebook remained the king of social media, and Google+ faded into an abyss. Now, all of this unethical behavior and the thirst for monopolistic dominance doesn't end there. Meta's track record of privacy breaches, data manipulation, and the unchecked spread of misinformation through its algorithms is truly concerning. And we, as consumers, gotta keep that in mind. I mean, what else can we do, right? Anyways, what do you guys think? Do drop your views in the comment section below. We'll meet again in another episode.